Hey everybody, this is Chase Batiche. I'm back with a weekly witchy bitch message. So today I actually want to talk about freedom and imprisonment. Freedom and discipline. Because I had a realization recently, because I've been doing a lot of 2020 envisioning, or just opening myself up to asking spirit, asking what my soul is ready to embrace, what is needed for me to evolve further, to have a higher level of consciousness to help affect healing in myself and in the world. And I had a dream the other night where I was going to be put in prison. I think I had killed someone, and I do dream inquiry, I do dream work, and I was, did everything I could do to evade this being caught, to be put in prison. And finally, I had done everything I could do. I was running, I was doing everything I could do. Finally, they caught me, and I was going to be put in prison, and I had this deep feeling of dread. But then on the other side of that, I had this deep feeling of relief that I was going to have this regime and routine, and that I was going to be able to actually get some things done. So when I woke up, that I've been needing to get done because I'll have this routine. So when I woke up, I've had other dreams. There's a book called Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink. And, traditionally, I'm the warrior of the divine feminine. I'm the witchy bitch. And, hyper masculine energy like that, I kind of get turned off from, right? But as I'm starting to get older, and I'm starting to get more in tune with the truth of my being, and the truth that masculine and feminine are actually just two energies that we need in order to be whole. I think as a woman and an empath and a witchy woman, my entire life, a psychic and an intuitive, I was always so used to just whenever anybody needs anything, and being a healer, and I'm sure all of you that are watching this, men or women, can relate, where, if you feel what the other person needs, it's like you just automatically kind of acquiesce your own needs in order to give them what they need, instead of kind of making them feel hurt or uncomfortable, and kind of standing up for your own energy and kind of talking and saying what you need. You always kind of acquiesce and, say, oh yeah, no, it's fine, or this is fine, or, oh no, we can do it later, or, oh no, I can eat that tomorrow. The little things, right? The little things that kind of add up. As I'm getting older, I'm like, these little things are kind of starting to wear on me. These little things are starting to wear on me, where these little pieces where I just acquiesce, and they kind of chip away at this boundary, at this discipline. And it's very connected to how, the kind of things that I've really been wanting to embrace in my life, which is just taking better, like, I eat healthy, but, I think I go down like the health, like I'll easily eat like a bag of like vegan cookies, you know what I mean? Because they're like healthy. But like, and I still, am totally emotionally, like, as an emotional woman and an intuitive, like, my go-to, I'm not a big addict, but, sugar has always been my downfall. It's it's what comforts me when I feel scared or lost. And, that's something that it's still in my shadow, and I'm still trying to confront that. And this dream that I had has really, really been awakening me, because I've been noticing in a lot of my relationships, I'll still kind of be like, oh no, it's fine, like, I can do that. Like, even though I'm obviously a very strong woman and I have a very strong sense of myself, and I do have a limit, I do have boundaries, but especially with people that I love, I'll be like, oh no, it's okay, no, let me handle it, blah 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 blah. And that is so connected to the discipline. It's so connected to the boundaries. And always when people talk about boundaries, that I've always seen, I don't totally vibe with the way people talk about boundaries. They talk about it as like this defensive move where you're like keeping people out, and you're like, no, you stay there, no, you stay there, no, you stay there. And I've just never vibed with that. Like, for me, it's all about being more in tune with my sense of self, my sense of truth, my sense of integrity, and basically honoring the truth of my own energy. And as we move forward in 2020 and the divine feminine begins to flower and emerge in a deeper and more integrated way, it's imperative that the empaths, the healers, the witchy people, the psychics, the sensitive people of the world begin to do this, because what we're doing is we're saying, I am going to prioritize myself in this situation. I'm not just going to constantly give to the point that I lose myself, and I lose myself in giving. And, it's very tricky as an empath and a healer, because you can really feel other people's needs, and you want to give that to them. You really want to give that to them. But at the same time, if it goes past a certain point where you are starting to compromise your own truth and your own deep needs, it becomes unhealthy. It becomes imbalanced. But there's so many empaths in the world, and that do this. It's like this really funny cycle, because we are actually the ones that are gonna help bring in this new era of the divine feminine. But it starts with us being able to reclaim and hold our energy, right? And stay true to our truth and hold on to our integrity. So the whole reason I want to bring it back, the whole reason that I bring it back to this dream that I had was because, I think for me, holding on to my wildness, my femininity, my intuition was in a world, in a patriarchal world culture, was the way that it's the way I rebelled against becoming overly masculinized in this sea of keeping up with the Joneses and doing, right? It was like my own personal, it's like I was gonna, like, there's being and there's doing, and I was like, I'm gonna go with this flow. I am going to be. That is how I remain myself, in myself, my own sense of self. But what I realized is that, and what I realized with that is that masculine energy that we all need to get shit done on this earth, we are on the earth, which is there is levels of it's the Saturnian archetype of work, boundaries, work ethic, pushing, doing, making yourself, reliability, and pushing yourself to do something that you know that you need to get done. It's discipline. It's ultimately discipline. And I think my whole life I've always kind of had this deeper internal sense of like, nobody's going to tell me what to do. I make my own time. I do what I want. And I think there's always been this kind of immature piece that's always been like, discipline. The discipline was kind of like, I saw it as this imprisonment. And I'm realizing that my dream is connected to this, I see discipline as this imprisonment. But because I bought that book, which I thought was so interesting how he juxtaposed those words, discipline equals freedom. I had never seen that before, because, all my life I'm striving to gain and create and be more free. And always I've seen discipline as like the ultimate imprisonment, right? No freedom. And then the way he framed that is that actually you're creating a lot more freedom for yourself, because you don't spend all this time wishy-washy, unsure, not knowing. You create more structure. And so basically what I realized for myself is that it's this time of really beginning to own that masculine energy of discipline and kind of growing and evolving past this kind of, I think for me it was more of an immature, I don't, discipline, I make my own rules. It's like starting to truly integrate the masculine, which I think on my own terms. And so this is what I think is really important, is that because we lived in this masculine world that is so over masculinized, not just men ruling, okay? I'm talking about men and females, all of us. It's like this masculine energy, which is the energy of doing, which is the energy of control, which is the energy of constantly doing, right? Not being. It's the energy of aggression, assertiveness, right? We also need the yin. That's the yang. We need the yin, the being, the stillness, the intuition, right? The masculine is the rational, right? So it rules mechanistic. It rules science. The yin rules the mystery. It rules the intuitive. It rules the unknown. And I've always been so much more of that, the latter of the feminine, that I've never wanted to acquiesce, but I'm realizing as I get older that integrating the masculine in my own way, on my own terms, is actually gonna help me express my feminine even more and even better. And that's all I want to share with you all today, is that Maybe you might be the opposite for you. You might need to integrate more feminine energy into your life, and to be doing less. But for me, it's really about this empath's way, this empath's Achilles heel, which is, this is how I'm connecting it with the discipline, is always, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? Or, it's at 9:00. Oh, that's fine. I had something, but it's fine. It's like, no, I'm paying attention to my own particular energy. I'm paying attention to me, what my needs, my truth, and beginning to use your voice in service of the vision that is connected to the discipline. It's saying, no, this isn't right. No, I have to get up at this time. Yes, I'm going to create this, yes, I'm going to work out at this time. Yes, I'm not going to just acquiesce for other people's needs. I'm going to hold firm. I'm going to hold firm to what it is that I truly actually desire. So it's using boundaries in service to what you truly desire, to what truly feels right for you, not what society at large has taught you that you should need and should want. So, I don't know. This is my revelation for 2020. I think I've been building up to this point, but I think if you can relate, let me know, because I think as wise women and witches and just badass witchy women, and men, I think that I've held on to my my witchiness and my intuitiveness as a kind of rebellion, and I'm starting to realize as I age that integrating the discipline and the boundaries is starting to bring structure to that empathy, that intuitiveness, that watery flow. It's like we have to have the balance. So begin to ask yourself, where are you maybe a little imbalanced? All of us are. Everything is all about bringing complete balance, right? We all could always use a little bit more tweaking. So maybe start asking yourself, where are you a little imbalanced? And if you are an empath, I would challenge you to start thinking about what the discipline could do for you in 2020. Not just I should do this, I should do that because it's healthy and everybody says I should. But really getting more deeply in tune with the truth of what it is that you want and what you feel that you need to express or do for yourself, and saying, this is what I want, and I'm going to create discipline around this to make this happen. I'm going to create more structure in my life to make this happen. I never thought I'd be making a video like this. So here's to new, emergent energies of 2020. I love you all. Have a wonderful week, and check out my new website. I just redid the whole thing, www.chasepetiche.com. I'm really excited about it all. I'm really excited about 2020, and I love you all, and much love.